This is India's #1 news network, and you're watching News 9. English news as it should be.
You are watching In Your Interest here on News 9. I am Krishna Kumar, and tonight we step into a digital dust-up that has turned social media into a playground for India's biggest political rivals. BJP is accusing the Congress party of running an anti-India narrative through foreign-based accounts on social media platform X. And the Congress party firing back that the same flaws plague BJP's own handles. The face-off has exploded into claims of election meddling, misleading posts, and a glitchy geolocation tool that is fueling the fire. We'll lay out the charges from both sides, explain the X feature at the center of it all, and look at why these accusations might be more smoke than substance. The clash kicked off with the BJP's sharp jibe that the Congress party is building an anti-India narrative using overseas social media accounts to sway public opinion and even the elections. They point to a web of foreign handles allegedly amplifying false stories like claims of vote chori or election fraud traced back to locations outside of India. BJP says that these posts originated from places like Pakistan, West Asia, Bangladesh, where accounts spread lies about Prime Minister Modi surrendering during Operation Sindhu. Not one to stay quiet, Congress party hit back with a tit-for-tat list of their own. They are claiming that the BJP accounts are just as guilty of operating from foreign soil. They argue that X's location data is full of glitches and cannot be trusted. They pointed to oddities like the BJP Gujarat handle showing up in Ireland, or even DD News reflecting a foreign spot. For Congress party, these BJP allegations are nothing but a distraction tactic, pulling eyes away from real issues like SIR, jobs or prices.
लगभग 2014 से लगातार कांग्रेस पार्टी, विशेषकर राहुल गांधी और उनकी टीम और लेफ्ट के जो जाने माने चेहरे हैं, वो किस प्रकार से नरेंद्र मोदी देश के प्रधानमंत्री एवं भारतवर्ष को अपमानित करने के लिए कोई कोर कसर बाकी नहीं छोड़ रही है। पवन खेड़ा जी यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स बेस्ड है, उनका अकाउंट। दूसरा अकाउंट है महाराष्ट्र कांग्रेस, INC महाराष्ट्र, अकाउंट बेस्ड इन आयरलैंड। अकाउंट बेस्ड इन आयरलैंड, जिस समय यह विषय आया उस समय अकाउंट बेस्ड इन आयरलैंड था, चोरी पकड़ी गई, अभी चेंज किया गया है। @INC हिमाचल, कनेक्टेड वाया थाईलैंड एंड्रॉयड ऐप। अकाउंट बेस्ड इन इंडिया है मगर कनेक्टेड वाया थाईलैंड एंड्रॉयड ऐप है। इसके साथ साथ अनेकों ऐसे अकाउंट है, मैं डिटेल्स में नहीं जाऊंगा। बड़े बड़े नाम हैं जो लेफ्ट कांग्रेस इन्फ्लुएंसर्स हैं, अनेकों नाम हैं जो एक्स यूज करता है, सोशल मीडिया की दुनिया में है, वो इन इन्फ्लुएंसर्स को पहचानता है और इनके अकाउंट्स पाकिस्तान में भी है, बांग्लादेश में भी है। तो आप सोच के देखिए किस प्रकार से राहुल गांधी केवल विदेश जाकर देश के खिलाफ नहीं कहते हैं, वो प्लानिंग के साथ, डिजाइन के साथ किस प्रकार से इस काम को विदेश में डेलीगेट किया हुआ है।
बीजेपी के एक लंपट ने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करी और प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके कहा कि कांग्रेस के समर्थकों के अकाउंट विदेशों से चल रहे हैं और यह देश के खिलाफ साजिश है। एक लंबी फेहरिस्त मेरे पास भी है उनके अकाउंट्स की, उनके ऑफिशियल अकाउंट्स की, वो कहां से चल रहा है भी पढ़ूंगी उस। और अब आपको मैं आधिकारिक स्टेटमेंट जो एक्स का है उसको भी पढ़ के सुना देती हूं। आप वीपीएन इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं, आपने ट्रैवल किया हो, आपने रिलोकेशन किया हो टेम्पररी, उस पर हो सकता है। जब हमने एक्स से बात करी उन्होंने कहा ये ग्लिच है और हम ग्लिच को रिजॉल्व करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। मैं उनसे पूछना चाहती हूँ बीजेपी गुजरात आयरलैंड से क्यों चल रहा है, डीडी न्यूज का अमेरिका से क्यों चल रहा है? इन मुद्दों से भटकाने के लिए आप ये फालतू का मुद्दा बनाकर लाए।
Now, at the heart of this storm is X is new about this account feature, rolled out in November 2025 itself to add a layer of transparency to the platform. Users can now tap the joined date on any profile to see details like the country of creation, sign up date, and username history. These are tools meant to spot suspicious or coordinated activity before it spreads. But X itself has a big caveat to this. These locations are not foolproof. They can shift because of VPNs or simple travel. Technology experts point out various flaws. Location data can be distorted by VPNs and proxies. Some accounts are signed up with location masking, and X itself has admitted to inaccuracies and even temporarily removed the feature due to widespread complaints. This explains how multiple Indian accounts show foreign locations and why delayed updates can cause confusing data. So the big questions that we are asking tonight: is this really a foreign toolkit war fueled by deliberate attempts to manipulate Indian politics from abroad? Is it a technological glitch that has been weaponized by political rivals to discredit each other? What steps should India take to safeguard its democracy from both real meddlers and manufactured outrage? We have Pooja Tripathi, spokesperson of the Congress Party, now joining us. We have Manish Barrier, spokesperson of the BJP, Pankaj Vora, senior journalist, Kanishk Gaur, cyber security expert, now joining us. Thank you, all of you, for taking time out to be with us. Before we get into the politics of it all, Kanishk, I'm going to come to you. You're the cyber security expert. Tell us this technicality of it all, this about feature, how faulty is it exactly?
See, the feature is not faulty.
Okay.
But, today VPN and proxy are being used to manipulate the geolocation. Now, what happens is a lot of the political parties outsource the job of campaigning, narrative, to third-party companies whose job is to run campaigns. And these third-party companies don't want to divulge their location so that they could be trapped or be questioned tomorrow. So they use VPNs, they use proxy to hide their locations. And when VPNs and proxies are used, these end up being from countries in Europe, US, or the UK. That's why you are seeing the locations to be from different parts of the world. That is there. There is also a second category for major campaigns, particularly around elections. Political parties do hire international agencies whose job is to build narratives. We've heard about Cambridge Analytica. There are more companies like Cambridge Analytica globally who do it for political parties. So depending on what season it is, if it's election season or it is just about narrative or propaganda, different tools, techniques, and tactics are used for information warfare or campaigning or political campaigning or the rivalry.
Right. Okay. So, Pooja Tripathi, while there is that possibility that you can use VPNs and other methods to mask the location and distort the location, one cannot turn their eyes from the fact that there have been concentrated campaigns run from overseas to meddle with domestic political affairs. India, in fact, is not the only victim. There's so many others claim the same thing.
What happened today, what happened in the press conference today, Bharatiya Janata Party has used a basic technical glitch to make a mountain out of molehill movement and accusing Congress. It's something that's a basic digital literacy. Nikita Baer, the product head of X, has come out and say that we have lost this product and this is not indicative. It's just.
That's correct. I'm saying despite that.
mentioned it. And that's why I'm saying that Bharatiya Janata Party has VPN-based network routing, travel and all that. I'm sure you have explained it. And then Bharatiya Janata Party's Gujarat handle is run from Ireland, Startup India is run from Ireland, and that's a basic technical glitch. You know, using something as basic digital literacy and making it a political theater, making it a political controversy goes on to show that they are actually diverting from the base national issues. 26 BLOs have died in the national capital. Some have made, damning remarks on being overhearing, overworked, overstressed.
We will get there. We will get there. You're saying it's a technical glitch at the end of the day. Manish Baria, the Congress party is standing firm on the fact that all of this is a technical glitch. X itself has agreed to the fact that the location is not always correct. Then where does the suspicion come from?
Namaskar to you, my co-panelist and all the viewers. I think you have to look at this from a larger perspective and picture.
Okay.
It's not only about this incident. If you put this into a particular context, you will find that Congress unfortunately is damaging India's global reputation for short-term political gains. And that they have started doing it using social media. And that is what the Solicitor General, his submission was. It made it very clear that narratives are being circulated abroad and they are designed to actually show India as unstable, authoritarian and repressive. And this directly hurts India's global image. And that is very, very important that, India's global image is being hurt. Its foreign investment sentiments are being hurt. India's diplomatic standing is being hurt. And who is doing this? This is someone who is to the stature of leader of opposition, is going abroad, different places, different times, and is, ranting against India. And using, every time he goes abroad, we see some coordinated attempts on some industrialists or some aspects of Indian democracy being threatened. So a party that has ruled for 60 years is now cheerleading narrative crafted outside India. And just to attack the Prime Minister, just to attack, some cheap, to get some cheap political thrill. And that's something which is, we are very, very concerned about it. So I think you should look at this entire thing from the larger perspective, because that's very important.
Okay, fair enough. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing tonight. I need to take this to Pankaj Vora as well. But before that, Pooja Tripathi, you wanted to come in.
When we talk about the larger perspective, I'm very happy that Manish mentioned it. There are many damning questions around us. Trump making claims 50 plus times that he has mediated a nuclear war between India and Pakistan. US security papers mentioning that Pakistan had an edge on Operation Sindoor. That China goes on to saying that Arunachal is a part of China and not India to one of our Indian diplomat, and their foreign officials are claiming it. And as Jaishankar, we aptly remember it. He may turn out and say that this is an AI generated. He aptly said that we cannot fight with a larger economy. And these are the larger pictures when you talk about national security, when you talk about accountability, and that's what we are saying. You pick up a basic digital literacy, basic technical glitch, you make a mountain out of a molehill, and you don't answer the country on issues that are national security.
Pooja, we heard you. Manish wants to come in quickly. I need to take this to Pankaj Vora as well. Manish, quickly, 10 seconds.
Yeah, 5 seconds. See, asking for foreign intervention in Kashmir, who did that? Questioning surgical strike in Balakot, who did that? Supporting that Tukre lobby, echoing Pakistan's line on CAA, casting doubts on EVMs. Who is doing all these things? And now they are joining hands with foreign anti-India digital networks. Pattern is very identical. And I think that is what we are questioning and nothing else. It's not anything else.
Pankaj Vora, fair enough.
We have a very, very coordinated effort to damage India's reputation. And I think we have every right as a political party to really, take this to the people of this country.
Point taken. Hold on. Pankaj Vora, we're having this conversation on a day in which the Supreme Court of India has said that there should be an independent autonomous body to regulate social media. Social media, it has said, has been ineffective in self-regulating itself. This involves the Chief Justice of India, Suryakant, as well, who's part of this bench while hearing petitions against the YouTuber comedians for content that is not palatable. So, we're having this conversation at a time when the Supreme Court of India itself believes that there should be an independent autonomous body to regulate social media. And here you have a social media player, one of the biggest in the world, telling openly that, we don't know, we can't be sure about our location feature in the first place. And based on that, a massive, political war has erupted over location tagging.
First of all, self-regulation is always the best and the only option which should be before people who, are on the social media.
Okay.
And, if the Supreme Court has come to this stage and it has been recommending that there should be a regulatory body, that means that things have gone beyond what should be an acceptable kind of a norm. Number two, any attack on the BJP or its leaders should not be construed as an anti-India or anti-national attack. In politics, opposition parties will attack other leaders, will attack, those who are in power. But that does not mean that they are, their patriotism is in doubt or they love the country less than what others do. Number three is the Congress, I personally think is incapable of, using social media to, drive home its point, because it's a party which lacks a proper organizational structure. There may be, some places where it may be making use of the social media to defame the BJP leadership, but it is, it is in contrast with the robust organizational network which the BJP has. The BJP scores over the Congress so far as the reach and the, the magnitude and the extent of the social media is concerned. It has, it is much more organized. It is much more, structured as compared to the Congress. And so far as, and Congress has to also restrain itself in certain issues, and so does the BJP have to, because there are certain, defamatory kind of posts which are put, which are very personal in nature, which should not be done, because their politics has to have certain norms, certain values which are attached, and in a no holds barred fight between the two parties, these values and these systems are being or these norms are being violated.
Okay, stay with us. Kanish Gaur also wants to comment on that. Kanish, go ahead.
Yes. See, it's not a question about political party. Today, you have companies which have the information warfare or propaganda toolkits. It is ultimately the price the political party is able to put to get this done. And it is not just India, it is globally. So today, narratives are being formed by multiple political parties, and they use international companies which set up these organizations where there are less laws or where they can't be traced. So it's primarily on how you remain anonymous and you ensure that the people who are doing it behind the scenes don't come to light. That's the technique. So whosoever is in power or whosoever is in the opposition would use these tools, techniques and tactics and procedures to defame the other party. And it is done globally today. So ultimately you require laws and norms so that political parties can stop using these toolkits to spread false narratives, and you have liability also on social media platforms to do more.
Right, and Pankaj Varan, that's where the moot point isn't it? At a time when cybersecurity is a top priority for a country, there needs to be ways in which social media platforms can be regulated or find ways in which it's better than what it is right now. Because if the top court of the country believes that not enough has been done to regulate social media by the so-called self-regulation by individual platforms, then it's time for new solutions.
Well, I don't know what the solution is. Things are global now. It's, everything is accessible. From any part of the world, you can do anything. And, it is, I don't know how it can be regulated. It has to be, that's why I always feel that self-regulation is the best option. But, these things, it's a new world altogether. It's a new, area on which the country and also most of the people, their knowledge and information is very less or very, not as much as it should be. and people will gradually come to know, people will gradually come to realize how, cyber security is to be handled. We are, right now lacking in this field and in this area. So political parties will, and as Mr. God said, even private companies will use this instrument or this medium to defame each other or get access to information from rivals around the world.
Okay, Pooja Tripathi, I want to bring you in at this stage. The reason why the BJP is saying this and this entire cloud of suspicion hangs over this entire issue is because of the fact that there's been a pattern. There's been a pattern of wanting to, of a narrative being built, especially on foreign soil, when the way India gets spoken about, the way Indian government gets spoken about, which has seen a fair amount of backlash as well. And when you do that, and when some of your lines echo the lines of other countries, other nations looking to criticize India, then it is but normal to believe that who are you collaborating with outside of this country?
Before I answer you, I want to correct Pankaj ji, because he has vast experience, rich experience. But I want to tell him that as far as social media is concerned, be it X, be it Instagram, be it YouTube, and be it Facebook, INC has long surpassed the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are having so many dislikes on their YouTube videos that they have to shut down that comment section and disable that button, and that's where be it limit, be it reach, be it likes, everything INC. And I'm not talking about the people who abuse women, who make fake handles, who give rape threats to women. That's BJP's prerogative, and that will always be BJP. There's a Transparency International report also saying 73% of accounts generated have BJP affiliation, and that's very well welcome to them, and Prime Minister follows them, and that's a story for another day. Coming back to your question, questioning, asking questions from Narendra Modi ji, bringing him into the center of questions, asking accountability to him is not anti-national. It's not asking questions from India. We are as much as an Indians as the Bharatiya Janata Party spokesperson or a leader, and there would be questions, and it's not,
No, but when you make comments on things like Operation Sindoor, which is, diplomatically sensitive news, where, India has done its best to tell the world exactly as to where things stood, and you have somebody from India, a political party from India, contrary to the entire narrative, then it puts India in a sticky position globally.
When we ask questions on Operation Sindoor, it's governments, when Operation Sindoor was on, government asked a multi-party support and everybody was together, no questions are. But when session was there, we had some legit questions because there were casualties involved and there was no accountability fixed from Home Minister of the country to Defence Minister, no accountability fixed for the 26 civilians that we lost in Operation Sindoor. So questions is we asked. Asking questions to Narendra Modi ji is not akin to asking questions to India, and that's what we are seeing. And
Manish Baria, that's the point that Pankaj Vora is making. That's the point that Pooja Tripathi is making as well. Asking questions, being critical of a government doesn't make you anti-national.
No. I would like to say that Vora ji touched very raw nerve. Her boss would have been very angry at what you have said. So she had to really defend that, no, please do not talk about Congress, that it is not so structured and all that. But anyway, I think my point and our party's point is very clear, that every time some anti-India sentiment comes in, why is always Congress party defending it? Whether it is CAA or Operation Sindoor or for that matter Balakot or for that matter anything, why is that all these handles which now Twitter or X exposed, they were all from Bangladesh and Pakistan. Why is it that? And they later on changed it to South Asia just to mask that. Who are these supporters in Pakistan and Bangladesh supporting Congress? Why so much of support for Congress in Pakistan? These are moot points and that need to be discussed. Right? It's not that if you question some leader of BJP, you will be targeted as anti-national. But if you are with those coordinated people, the leftist mindset people we know that we have enemies out there. We understand that India is growing and there are people who really want to harm. Why are you seen always with them? Why are you seen with people who say that we want a regime change in India? Why are you with them? Why are you dining with them?
Okay, Pooja Tripathi wants to come in. Pooja Tripathi, go ahead.
Congress leader is seen with Pakistan. Which
these
Congress
are
leader is
legitimate questions which we are going to ask, and she has to answer. And the party.
Okay, let her answer. Let her answer. Let her
Why
answer.
are you on a foreign trip every 15 days, every 20 days?
Okay, Manish, let her answer. Pooja, go ahead.
And we never have an answer. I really want to know who is this Congress leader who was seen with Pakistan? Who is this Congress leader who is seen with somebody demanding regime change? You know, you sit in a national television, you make sweeping statements on Congress, and you expect everybody to believe it. Who was the BJP leader who questioned Colonel Sofia Qureshi? Tell me, Mr. Baryan, which BJP leader questioned Colonel Sofia Qureshi? Which BJP leader questioned the Indian Air Force during Operation Sindhu? You'll have no answers.
Have you done a favor by not, by not questioning? In fact, we are very happy that you did not, do that.
In a national media panel, and you are making sweeping statements against Congress, and that's your problem. That's the problem. Is whenever we raise questions on you, there's no accountability. Have you taken any action against Vijay Singh, who called Colonel Sofia Qureshi Pakistani? Have you taken any action? Give me one action. Don't say we took
if I start talking about
Okay,
what
let him respond, Pooja.
has done and its action, it will open Pandora's box, Pooja ji. Right?
Has he been thrown out of the party?
We are not supporting such kind of statements for sure. But when
he made a very derogatory comment on a decorated army officer, I'll not say a woman army officer, who was leading the media briefings in Operation Sindhu. What action have you taken against that Bharatiya Janata Party leader? Have you thrown him out of the party or not?
Okay.
If you can't say this, that shows your patriotism, that shows your nationality. Very
10,000 things I can talk about. Mr. Rahul Gandhi himself has said so many things which can be turned
question. Have you thrown him
so
out
why
of
are
the
you
party?
talking even that? Your leader,
Okay, we are running out of time over here. We're really running out of time over here.
Very debatable.
Okay.
Have you thrown that person who made a derogatory comment on a decorated army officer out?
Recently again you questioned China. In fact, you should have been with the country.
Okay. We're really running out of time over here. Kanish,
against China and not against
Pooja,
the government.
Manish, we've
That
heard
is
enough.
what we are against.
We've heard enough.
Right, every time you actually start welcoming China, what is the connection with
Okay,
China?
Manish.
Why was Sonia Gandhi ji and why would Congress have that kind of a deal with
Don't
Chinese Communist
Sonia
Party?
Gandhi ji, Rahul
Have you
Gandhi, I
answered
asked
that?
you a
Please
basic
answer that also. Please
Have you
answer
thrown
that.
Vijay
Why
Singh
there
out of
was
the
a
party?
MOU with Chinese
Have you thrown him out of the party?
We're completely out of time here on this discussion.
Please answer that.
We're completely out of time over here. I'm afraid we cannot continue with this. We're out of time here on the show. We're completely out of time here on the show. I'm going to have to thank you all. Pooja Tripathi, Manish Bariyar, Pankaj Vora and Kanish Gaur. Thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on In Your Interest tonight. Thank you so much for watching. This is Krishna Kumar signing off.
खेलता है झूलता उछलता है दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
आराम से हाँ। सामान देना भैया।
अब आगे क्या करना है? वो पिट्टू की पर्ची में देखो ना, कहाँ गई पर्ची? नमस्ते
जी।
हाँ, मुझे पता है वो पर्ची में क्या लिखा होता है। आप चलिए मेरे साथ। व्हील चेयर, ये आपका और ये आपका। पर्ची में शॉपिंग की बात तो जरूर लिखी होती है। थोड़ी पेट पूजा की बात कोई पर्ची में ना लिखे, ऐसा हो सकता है? टिफिन थैंक यू। अरे पर्ची मिल गई।
पर्ची में तो ये सब लिखा ही नहीं था।
हम है ना आपकी पर्ची।
सिर्फ वर्ल्ड क्लास एयरपोर्ट्स नहीं चलाते हैं, आपके सफर में हम सफर बन जाते हैं। अदानी हम करके दिखाते हैं।
अर्जुन कुछ भी पढ़े मेमोरी में नहीं रहता।
नो एडेड शुगर, प्रिजर्वेटिव के बिना डेट्स